Sweet. Here we go. All right, we're good. Pretty good. Yeah, a lot of seen your comment. I'm pretty diligent on my system. I go through the charts I know first, and if you fill your cup up there, why continue to look farther um, into something you're not familiar with? Ton of stuff we've already been on is in a great spot, so we you know, might as well start there. That's always a good spot for me.
Oh yeah, for sure. And so yeah, on Friday I had to kind of scratch and claw to hit my daily goal because a lot of the planned trades I had, they just collapsed. I didn't enter much, but the bullish setups just were not going to have it on Friday. So I hit some puts on a few things, and then I just sort of stepped away. But that rally at the end of the day has me really interested on what's going to happen this week, just because of a lot of the buying that I saw at the end of the day, and so I do think we're going to get some relief in a few stocks this week. So,
Oh, that's good.
I don't think it's all doom and gloom disaster
Uh,
heading
I
into the.
I I guess I do have a little bit of the doom and gloom, but it's just a different. It's like when you win three bets in a row, you start to think, all right, I'm gonna lose one here, and that's more of where I'm at right now in the regard to the doom and gloom, because I said it before, we need like the three solid good weeks without too much pullback to actually call it a reversal or a bottom or whatever you may have. Um,
Right. Yeah.
so like,
And I kind of think I mean the it's more of maybe of a dead cat bounce to start the week, but and I don't like to get too much into the macroeconomics of it, but I think
yeah,
we need some big institution like to just kind of have something dramatic to the downside happen for the market to get that kind of peak fear going, and then I think we can start to turn things around.
like the crescendo. What was it in February? Like this
Yeah. Yeah.
one day that was just over, but then it was good for like 2 months, right? Like it was really
Right.
kind of a normal market. I didn't say it Thursday because I don't like to affect the way people trade. Like I don't like to follow the leader stuff, but I really didn't trade much Thursday, and then Friday I was real quick because, like I said, I've kind of been just waiting for it to have that day, and it Friday afternoon was like, man, I should have stuck around.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but you kind of, for me, I kind of see the sideways, and you can see it in a lot of the charts, the sideways action. So I just kind of take what I can get. And again, not wanting to affect with how people trade. Um, I always have a goal in mind, but sometimes the plan and the goal don't line up. And the plan should always trump the goal. Just in general, like if your plan can only produce $200, you don't change the plan to try to get to your goal.
Right. Don't turn 200 into negative 400,
Yeah, yeah.
which can happen.
Or if you're a small account, don't burn half your account on another like $30 profit, that kind of takes
Yeah.
away from what you can do the next day. Um,
Yeah.
that also comes into play as well. So, yeah. Um, glad we started there. So, what do you got?
All right. So I want to start with my my large cap edition is Twillo, and I'll tell you what I'm seeing here. So basically the what I like about Twillo is that it held up reasonably well to a lot of the selling in the past week, and really is not staying under $100 very long, and really 95 is kind of the number. So I'm looking to I have call and put triggers on it. Um, to get a more like sustained trade, I would like to see a dip under $100 between like 95 and 98 or something like that. and I think it'll bounce pretty well off that level. The flow takes it to 120 um, in early June. So this among the beaten down tech stocks, the packaged software has kind of the most appeal to me at the moment.
Sorry. The 100 level is huge on pretty much every time frame.
Yeah.
It had a dip a little. I don't know if it was COVID. It might have been COVID. It had a dip to to the 70 level, but um, like yeah, low 90s is kind of it right now. It seems. I don't think you'll get that again. I really don't think it'll break 100.
Yeah.
If it
Yeah.
does, it just doesn't stay there long. Um,
Yeah, it's definitely an option day trade kind of stock for sure.
the bigger number I had was 125.
Oh,
Um,
nice. That's pretty
that
close. Yeah.
that's what I would like to see. Yeah, that's where I'd like to see some activity out on your end. Because then at 100, you still have, that's 25% in there, so it makes it work on my share side. If you
Yeah.
start getting
Yeah.
strong flow on
And
that.
you know, let me kind of zoom out a bit on my into the into the leaps.
Go back over here.
And this is where I mean this is a good example of a stock where the whales are starting to kind of show
This is the only.
some optimism into the fall, where you see like August 145 C 160 C, stuff like that. Like and then the leaps one 160 180 out into next year. So they and I think it could definitely do that if the market turns around by then.
What 160 is your 1 year volume profile.
Oh, okay.
So that's a good, yeah. It's I mean that's the real number. Once that's the thing about this. That's 60% from 100, right? So once the uptrend starts, even if you lose, you know, 10-20%, you still have a solid amount left to get back to that 160. So you can kind of wait for confirmation here. It's
Yeah, and that's and this I mean from like a long-term swing on the share side, perspective in tech, these are the kind of stocks I would target that have a feasible upside of that getting back that 60%. You're not looking to take Upstart back to 400, but the stocks like this that have a pretty like they tend to do decent on earnings, and the company's pretty solid. That it's not that's not a parabolic move back to 160, but it's kind of a slow grind as the market recovers, and you don't need like that astronomical COVID style recovery, but just a turnaround back to a bull market. I think you'll get to those numbers.
the the 400 applies to this stock as well because it was 400 last summer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you just put those numbers out of your mind. I just don't think.
Yeah, the 160s totally should be your like top end target at
Yeah.
this current market and time.
And my other large cap is Enphase, ENPH.
ENPH. I was looking at Sun W too. Just didn't put it on.
I'm starting to like the look of solar overall. So we could definitely guide everyone through some of the smaller caps, the crappy solar as it was this because I'm so into options is the best one for that. And what I see, the number that jumps out at me on it in the strike is a 617 200C, which
Yeah.
was the highest volume contract in the sector, and just as a number that kind of sticks out and keeps popping up. And then there's some like 175 for this week and 180 for the following week. But that 617 200 is the actual contract I'm probably looking at,
It's
and it's trading at around $400 right now.
the same spot we had before.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had the 105. We had a 100 to 200 range channel, which is flipping ridiculous, and it damn near did that. Um, but 200's kind of been that break spot. So you should get a test, right? I mean,
Yep. Yeah, and that's what I'm after. This is one of those where familiarity kind of works in your favor. Same flow setup, same same deal. Reasonably favorable market conditions will take it there.
what was your short term? Sorry.
175 for weeklies for this week.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, Sun W SPI on my end would be the sympathy pennies.
Yeah, and that'll so solar will be a focus, and I'll just kind of have updates on all those as
And
we go
beam.
through.
Don't forget beam.
Um, yes, yes. Let's see here. All right, so I have FTAI.
FTAI.
Yep, this is a transportation and infrastructure stock, aviation leasing, uh, aircraft engines, that kind of stuff. And so what I see here is a pretty clear path back to 20 to 25 in June 17th.
I have 23, 25, and 27 as kind of like areas that it will hold up.
Nice.
It should turn quickly. Like once you get back through this 20, it should figure one of those out quickly. There's some gnarly candles, and it's got to be a lower float. This is one of them $2 or $3 stock day movers. See?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is which is 10% on this guy. I like it.
Which is where I think you want to give yourself some room on the option side, so that 617 is where I would go. Definitely workable for shares too, though.
Yeah, yeah. I would try to get like 1775. That would be my line right now. If you're like intraday trading this back to 20,
Yeah.
and then move your stop loss up. Hold on. I need to look at the float and stuff though. What'd you have again? Sorry, 25.
That's yeah, 20 to 25. So the 20C and 25C are both decent volume
The
for
date
617.
6-7. Thank you. And I like 1775. Perfect. There's shipping too. Shipping and oil, man. On anything I was looking at, shipping and oil were where it was at.
Yeah, that's I got gonna look to trade Zim tomorrow. I think it should have a good day. All right, so next up, UAMY. UAMY.
A little bit of a social pump. I'm curious on what you see on that.
Yeah, let me call that up. All right, so on UAMY, I've got this $617 level standing out. Not sure that they're looking really hit. Bigger volume on leaps at $1, and then the 50 cent contract as well for 617 is popping up, and they also and it's just a stock that isn't really usually on my radar at all, but they have earnings coming up on May 23rd. So kind of looking to see what kind of momentum we get off of that, or if it, wants to dip back down.
Yeah, I mean it's in a good spot on the chart. This was definitely a pump stock from last year. I remember playing it.
Yeah, I got in. It got halted when I was in it last time.
Yeah. So there's that. I mean, we're definitely a low low here. I'm interested. Like, I mean, not to slow this up much, but like when you get these, if you like kind of get a read on if it's people front loading contracts and that's what you're seeing for a
Well,
setup, or
so for yeah, I mean, for a whale to buy 1C for January 2023 and at the same time buy 2C for 2024, there isn't much benefit to doing that if we're just looking at like a 10 or 15 move in the next couple of days. So so to me there is definitely um front loading at play in that. And
how much you
it's
talking? How much money you talking?
um well, let's see, just to give an example here. So like 300-400K orders.
At one buyer, one time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Appreciate it.
And so like yeah, so I just kind of think that there's something here. It's one of those rare earth metals that they could get some kind of contract or something that could push it.
How I would, and I'll probably elaborate a little bit more on it. Um, I because I don't know about the option side, but on the share side here, you put like $400 in this thing, and when it gives you 40-50 bucks, you take it, and then you let it dip, and you just kind of redo that over and over again. I wouldn't go large in anything like this, especially when you get above like 55 cents.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right.
Interesting.
So next up, RFP. This is a paper company. And all right. So what I've got on them.
It's a great spot.
All right. 15 $15, 617 15C is one that is standing out to me. And 715 yeah, 715 1750Z as well.
That's all time high. That's a good setup because you have 15, which is most recent area high, and then 17 would be your all time high.
Yeah, and I'm
I
just
have
kind of
12
to
is
retest.
12 is a strong floor, pretty much.
Yeah, let me check my sold puts on it. Yeah, 1250 sold puts, 617 kind of stands out.
Yeah, I like this chart. It had a bad Friday.
Yeah, yeah, so that could be kind of our opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking again. 12. 12 looks good. Let me look at the 3 year, or excuse me, the 1 year. See if you have the same. Yeah, 12 is huge, P.
Yeah, ads close to that, I think you're good.
Like it. Like it, like it, like it. Paper company, huh?
Yep. Yeah, so
Killed earnings.
they do market pulp, tissue, wood products, newsprint, specialty papers. So they kind of do it all.
Love it, love it.
Next one is GSM. This is a silicon
God, he's giving me lay down too,
company.
man.
Some other metals, manganese alloys, that kind of thing.
Good
And
laying down today. Thank you, P.
just kind of
Making it easy.
liking basic materials as a sector, and just seeing some of these pop up that I hadn't really seen before. So this one, a couple things that jump out at me, has this big cope divergence, which just in simple terms means that the the option activity on it is a lot higher than the current price. So that usually is a sign that they're gonna they're gonna bring that up based on that. And the I've got a 9C for July is one that was interesting to me, and for June too. So June 9C, July 9C, July 10C, and the floor is at 6. So I like that. I like those percentages a lot.
Your floor is exactly what I have. 650. 6 would be more on the trend line than the support and resistance line, and then I kind of have the right below 8 or $8 as the area it kind of needs to get to go to the 9s and 10s. So that'd be my tradable channel, which is 650 to 775.
Thanks. Yeah. So
It's
this
in
one,
a great uptrend though. Great uptrend here.
it is probably the safest one I've profiled so far. I think, just in terms of the the flow on it being kind of A+, the chart, looking nice, and then just a high demand product that they have too.
The date on the 9s.
On a 617 and then 715.
15. Perfect. Thank you.
All right, next up, ATUS.
I know this stock. It's probably from you though.
They are a telecommunications, broadband, pay-per-view, stuff like that. And this is one I kind of wish I would have spotted a little earlier, but the flow just kind of picked up on it, and 12C, 14C for 617. Sold puts at 10.
I got 12 for sure. 16, yeah, I like it. You kind of have when 12 gets established, there's basically a gap up, and then not a lot of volume. 216. Let me see what this looks. This is 3-year. Let me look in the 3-year again. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, 12 for sure though. It's a one-line chart for me, Professor. Just play it off the 12 level, especially since you're here.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
There's this nice. I mean, there's a great thin spot back to 15, but it was 16 on the 1 year, and that's basically the bottom of volume profile. You got any leaps?
Yeah, let me see.
Thank you.
Leaps.
Jesus, 25.6. Yeah, I like this. Oops. Yeah, that's 16 right on the button. Look at that.
Yeah, leaps are like 916, 17C, 916, 18C.
Okay, thank you. If you ever see 25s on this, that's a blue team go.
Yeah.
Like if it gets strong volume, 12 and 16. Perfect. Awesome. Good find. Then bottomed out. This one of them kind of fits that bottomed out ER play. I haven't read the ER, but it got past it and little dip here and reestablishing now. So.
And then this one, I want because when I sent it in the collab DMs, you mentioned it. I think it's an IPO, and it being like really just crushed and kind of bottomed out. And I want to talk about this category of stock, but I'll tell you the flow first on it. Bird. So Bird is a
future.
global lifestyle brand with naturally derived materials. So they're like a like hippie apparel kind of company. And just really
Flex this.
just obliterated from when it debuted in November of 2021 was up at like $25, and sitting right now at 439. All right, so the flow I have on Bird, and I have these filters set up every day. It's the first time I've seen the whales interested at all in this stock, and we had a big push on 617 5C and 916 750C, and those are the two contracts along with sold puts at 5, and then some deep in the money 250C for December as well. But it's kind of, yeah, it's a pattern for a pretty quick reversal and that's applicable to these small caps.
It will move. It just needs something to move it, or it will slowly die to that 250 level. Probably a good gamble here in the low fours, just even back to the 5 level.
Yeah.
But six really stands out to me. I would almost like it to. Well, I can't say that because I just said play it from 4 to 5, but I would be real mindful around the 5 if it only gets to 480, that's a trouble sign. It needs to do kind of what Redbox did on Friday when it gets to 5. It needs to go through it with some volume, get up into the 530s and 40s, and then kind of never make it back to 5. Or if it does, it just holds it real strong. And then I would be interested in this continuing, depending on the catalyst. But the IPOs, the shares, some people kind of set it and forget it, right? Especially if the people in the company get the shares. It's kind of like, well, I work here, so I'm just going to keep these. Especially when you got them at $25 and now they're worth $5, because there's usually a lockup period for those people. And just in general, there's liquidity in these IPOs. So until more shares get on the market over the course of the year, these can move really fast. Usually not to the south side though, without news. So
Yeah, it just I don't know, the ticker's memorable, right? So like if
yeah, no, I love that. Love it.
it starts to pump, like that actually does come into play on these, and the whole like social meme culture thing can
Oh,
take over too.
this will push dog, cat, bear,
Yeah,
pig,
right.
whatever. This thing will put if this goes, yeah, it will
It was
definitely.
all like the whole eyes and ear thing, like when both of those were going at the same time. Yeah.
I looked at I's chart this weekend. It's in a great spot. Sorry.
Oh, nice. Yeah. No, it's kind of on like the back burner for me always because I did really well on it on
Yeah,
that huge
yeah, it
head.
was a good time in the market. Um,
Yeah.
what was your main contract? Sorry.
750C for September, and then in June it was 5C.
All right, I was thinking, what month is September? Got it. All right, good to go.
All right, and then last one is Hasbro has,
Yeah, I like
which I guess is a mid cap. I think. Um, children's toys, stuff like that.
yep, yep.
Just really kind of pummeled here, and when that happened, um, they kind of instantly started selling puts at 80 and buying calls at 90, both for 617.
Sorry, I was just looking at contracts real quick. At 90,
Yeah.
you get a little more history. How it's 3 year.
And by the way, they're also whales are kind of trapped right now in some leaps well over 100,
It's like
which kind of has me thinking that if it starts to reverse, um, they might want to go ahead and push it back.
just trying to find a floor because I have 95 pretty much on every um
And
level.
I misspoke. Actually it's 92.5 C, not 90 C. So
All right, I misspoke
that was,
too. It's 96.8, but
yeah. Yeah.
no, but yeah, I mean, on all time frame, that's a huge level. It's just trying to find a floor here. That one's 85. I don't see it really getting lower than 80, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, and if it is, it's 70, like 78. It's not much off. It's a couple dollars, which I'm not Nostradamus. I'm sorry, I can't get you to the penny. If I did, I wouldn't be talking to you guys right now.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I
And
like this. Um,
some of the contracts that have a lot of open interest already are like 715, 115C, and 110C, and then on into January, like 110, 120. So, but basically, they haven't really exited those positions, so they're down on those, and they're either down or I'm not sure when they entered, but um, they're not really buying into like this going much below where it was in April, which kind of would be the floor to me.
this is kind of sat in an 85 to 100 channel for the better part of 18 months,
Yeah,
and we're at the 80. We're like, I don't know if you believe in that final flush before a bigger move. Um, Kind of looks like it. It's that setup, but we're in the middle of two ERs, so I would be mindful. I'm big on knowing catalyst right now, so
sure.
but just back to the 90s, this seems like a pretty safe thing going on here. Is that what you're looking for? Just back to the 90s on day trades here?
Yeah, probably just grab some June contracts on it. Try to catch that move back to 90.
Was that the date, June, that we want?
Yeah,
Or June?
17.
Okay, thank you. Perfect. Love it.
Yep. So that's the new stuff for me.
Here, let me throw this on there. I'm gonna throw this on there. So 98 for people watching at home. We'll get them some cheapies too. Here, we'll even go to the low end. We'll just volume profile. So 79.82, 98.87 to the penny. Awesome. So
Oh, and one more. I noticed. I guess we had taken it off. DNMR should go back on the hot list.
it was in my list this week. Did you see that?
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, don't do that. What did I just do? Personal. We'll start that one. All right. So let's just alphabetical. So we keep it in order. AFRM. Go down here 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, I'm inclined just on range alone, inclined to
Keep it.
keep it. Yeah, I mean,
like
there definitely could be downside back to 20 potentially in the flow, but it's just gonna give you those 7-8% days on a good day. So I like
you,
it for that reason.
you don't have to talk me into it.
Yeah.
AI.
See what I got on that.
Had a good week. Still trending up.
Yeah, I mean, um, I've still got 23 on it. So
Okay.
yeah.
I like that one in general. We did it and survived. AMC.
Yeah, AMC is actually probably better this week than last week.
Nice. I got it. We're on film here, so I'm gonna stress this. 11:55. Okay. It's the safest spot. You know how old that line is? You don't want to know. It's really old. um, AMRS.
Yeah, yeah. This
This is
is going to give you opportunities
yeah,
for months.
yeah, and it's nice at this level. I mean, that's a 30-cent candle on a $2.30 stock. You guys know how I trade. That's a 25-cent candle. Like yeah, it's there. The big candle here is 50-cent candle, maybe even more than that. 60-cent candle. Love it. Bros, God, we'll not get into this 28 gap for nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's I yeah, I still like it. I mean, what's the downside? I mean, I guess where it dropped to on earnings,
Back to 20. Back to 20 is your
20 bucks.
downside.
Yeah.
I mean, really, realistically, right now, 25 is your downside.
Right.
24, 24.75 is where I would be putting my stop loss on shares if I was
Yeah, I mean
sitting
the
this.
sold puts are at 25. So it's just one of those where the upside is so far outweighs the downside. As long as you're not doing short-term options on it, you're probably not going to get clapped on a trade here, but yeah, I like it.
So we got two choices. We put it on the hot list, or we take it off the hot list and tell everyone here to trade it because they're here. Because
Yeah,
if
yeah.
we take it off, it's going up.
Right, right. Right.
No, we'll keep it on there. Next week, though,
Yeah, yeah.
Beyond Meat.
I'll be trading it. I don't know if anyone else wants to, but you so yeah, the flow on this one is just insane. I tweeted it out. So the leaps go as low as 1250 and as high as like 120. So I mean, that's not really like actionable flow, and they're buying calls and selling puts at the same time on it. So that's a lot of complicated kind of multi-leg junk going on. But I do see a potential downside retest of around $20, which would be kind of the low uh, from earnings. But it just makes these really it's volatile, so it's really good for options day trades. Really frustrating to try to swing it. So you just got to kind of jump in and out. But it's I'll probably take it off the hot list, but I'll be trading it. That's what I would say.
Perfect. You know me, I only trade products I believe in, and I'd eat real meat. Can I forgot what your flow read was.
Yeah, it's probably changed. Let me see what I got.
We're on the other side of the ER now.
I mean, if you trade Chinese stocks, it's definitely one of the better ones.
Better ones, yeah.
And so I've got 715 5C. Those are the buys from Friday that stood out.
We're keeping this at least one more week.
Yeah,
we got through the bad part. It didn't react too much. Pretty much level on the week, but it gave the good trade in the beginning of the week. CDE.
Yeah, I think we should. Yeah, I think we should keep some gold and miners on our radar, and this is definitely a good one. Flow into the fall still has it at 5. So in terms of like actually trading it short term, I think that a run back to $4 is definitely feasible this week.
Yeah, it's tightening up. I still like it. Sen. Jesus, don't look at this on the big time frame.
Oh yeah, Sen. I do kind of like the EVs this week, and you kind of know more about this one than me. But let me see what I've got for flow on it.
I like this. It's very tradable. and we're establishing a bottom with range as 30 cent range, 40 cent range right here.
Yeah, $2,
Yeah, we'll
two
keep it.
250. I've got 250 for 617.
I like this one because it's tradable on the day, but I'm anticipating a bigger move, so I don't have to just sit there and babysit it on one level, right? It's not just trailing across one level for three. It's not HYMC right now, right? Or it's just sitting at 131 or 126, like just a really tight window. This is a little bit more range before we get this $2 move. Um, so yeah, I like this
So
though.
this is one they did a
Company switch.
reverse split to get like over $1, right? And then it
Yep.
fell back down again. Okay.
Yeah. And they switched
Yeah.
names too. They always forget who they were before. They were somebody
Naked.
before. Like
Naked.
naked. Okay. I always
Yeah.
think Why do I always think DWP? That's Nile.
Yeah, that's Nile.
Yeah.
DPW.
Yeah. Yeah. Or excuse me, CENX. Assuming we're still staying on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more
I
of a
still like
slower.
aluminum, and that's the one that and AA kind of go together. But
Yeah,
yeah.
this is slower for sure, but
Yes.
I,
Yeah.
I see them moving the chart as well. It's just not going to happen in one day. Um, Weed in general.
It's still there every day, and when I go through the healthcare stocks. So
I think I want to keep this and take off Clever and put on Aurora. If you're okay
all right.
with that.
Yeah.
It's ACB, isn't it? Pretty sure it's ACB.
What is the Aurora's ticker
ACB.
symbol?
ACB.
Oh, yeah. That is one that popped up on mine.
Yeah.
Let me
The
give
other,
you the.
it's just a better float size. And I don't think we're going to get the $3 Clever move again, and people look at the chart and go, "Oh, that went to $3." You know, no,
Yeah.
it's going to give you 20 cents. It's going to happen all the time, but just play it off a buck. If you see Clever at like
Yeah,
90,
ATP's got leaps to 5, kind of like that. Um,
okay,
and
yeah,
then 617 3C.
yeah,
Like it.
I like those two. The best. I mean, Tilray's getting. I mean, next week I'll probably go. All right, Tilray's too cheap now because it's getting there, but it moves more with news.
Yeah, and you get these good days on weed, and I think you just take your profits and then wait for the next round.
100%. Clove.
Yes, I would.
Keep
I will
it.
be in close this week.
Love
So
it. I'm with you.
$4 by June. I think that's very feasible. June 17th, 4C.
Yeah, we're hitting this 250 line almost. I mean, I'm thinking a little off here. Yeah, I had 256, but it's more like 260, 265 even. Um, but it's the second lineup of what we had of our ad zone. So, and the second time we've tested that. So yeah, I like that a lot, especially with the flow read. Clever. I'm gonna dump again. Play this off $1 if you watch it. DI. What do you feel about that? Getting close to our date.
No, they're votes actually tomorrow. I thought it was the 20th, but I don't know if they moved it or what. So yeah, I mean I'm until they actually delist and it's just gone. I
Yeah,
like DD. Because you can just kind of tell when it's going to go and catch some decent trades on it.
yeah. No, I like the range. It hasn't been great the last 2 weeks, but still has the range. Uh, Sinclair, this flipping guy over here.
Yeah, it's still it's one of my favorites right now in energy. So I'm just gonna keep hitting these dips till it stops working.
What do you got on
50,
flow?
55, 50 to 55 in June, July.
6 and 7. Pat yourself on the back for that one, bud. DNA sideways still.
Let me see. Give you an update on that. So a lot of buyers on like at close on Friday on this one. And they were looking at, yeah, 3C is the one that stands 617 3C. They decided to start loading up at close on that.
This for me is like the 2022 OCGN. Like it, even when it's in a downtrend, it has enough range to get a trade out of it. And there's always that potential there of that they're going to cure something in the world. Um, so I guess these guys aren't curing anything; they're just biometric people. But yeah, all right. Donut.
Yeah, I feel like I'm still just kind of waiting for that $15.
I agree.
That's what I keep saying.
This is a great example of kind of what it started early, but of what I think we're going to get in the market. I mean, that's look how sideways that chart is. I think we'll get that from a larger percentages of stocks than um, ones that make a move north or south. They're just going to kind of trade in a zone for a while until they get a catalyst or some negative stuff. Um, but I like it. I like where this is at. It's respected 1450 pretty well.
Yeah.
I figured you'd be killing this on the option side just because of the way the range is.
Yeah, I've hit it a few times. Yeah.
Callaway.
Let's see. I'm gonna go and take it off.
Okay.
I might come back to it, but there's nothing standing out right now. I'm not getting that big push like I did
No, we
on the
got
last move I got on it.
we got the ER move too, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
Frey.
Ray.
It's battery.
Yeah. So what I saw on it before strikes at like from like 9, 10, and then leaps up to 12. I mean, I still do see that. So I think we're kind of in like the middle of the move on it. I don't know if we're gonna dip back down, but same setup I liked before. Still a play.
So keep it.
Yep.
All right. 855 has been resistance. This needs to turn that to support. Sometimes that takes time. Fro.
Yeah, I'm pretty bullish on shipping and just looking for a move to 10 on this.
Sweet. I like it.
And then 10 I think will open up 12 and above.
Jesus. Fubo.
Where are you at on Fubo right now?
Love it. Matter of time. This is what it's gonna do, even if it goes sideways. This is what it's gonna do.
Yeah, one of those you just gotta kind of know what you're in. But this to me is like a $6 to $8 stock is what I think of when I see Fubo. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but just in terms of like the shorter term, $4 is definitely feasible for June.
I mean, I said a couple times before, like you're trading without catalyst right now on some of these as well. They're just in no man's land. But um, this for me fits the way too. It should not be here. What SoFi is doing right now is what I think this should be doing. like just kind of
Yeah.
crawling back up.
Yeah.
Not on much news. Yeah, keeping that for sure. Then Givo, you get flow read on this, but it's 5.7, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, we're keeping this.
Yeah. It's still just same deal. 5 and 7.
Yeah,
All expirations.
yeah, I love it. GGPI.
Let's see.
This is one of the few things I'm like actually holding.
Most of the flow on it was bullish, and they're still just looking at like late summer
Yeah.
at like $15,
Yep.
12.50 and 15. So I don't know if they're wait like the ticker change or what's going to push it, but yeah, I do think it's going to go back to 12.
Do we put it on the hot list? Do we just put it in this hot stove? What do you want to do?
Um,
I mean, I'm full of the cold. I don't want to be biased because I mean, I obviously this is one of the few
I mean,
things I'm sitting
I
in.
already have it. I have it on the back burner, so
Okay, let's just keep it there.
those just kind of stay there
Okay,
for me.
I've been preaching that ticker since like forever, so people should know.
Yeah.
Groupon, Groupon.
Yeah, my favorite category right now of tech stock are these kind of service apps. And even as they've sold off, it doesn't mean I'm like holding it through this, but I just think in the tech reversal that they're gonna really push. Now my outlook for it for right now, um, there isn't just enough volume for me to say much, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it off
Okay.
for now. But I'll definitely be returning for these, and I've caught a couple good trades on it already. But yeah, uncertain for this week, so I'll take it off.
Your cannabis play, grow generation.
Yeah, I'm keeping it. Just
Yeah,
back to 7.
oversold. Halliburton.
Yes. So for $40 is what I have on it for June.
Thank you. Heminex. Oops, did I put that up here?
I think in Nvidia earnings week, if you don't want to play that, this is the one to consider. It's going to catch on to that move up or down, um, and still really oversold. 10 to 12, the 10 to 12 channel is what I'm looking to get back into on it.
Yeah, we'll keep this in because that's what we have on this side. That's what you call it lines up. um, HYMC.
Yes. So I still got $2 for June. They're still buying those.
Yeah, it's gonna.
Doesn't mean it's going to move to 2, but it will make a move towards 2.
Oh, I'm going
Which is
against the grain on Professor. This is gonna go to 2. It's just gonna be in one day. Like it's gonna
yeah.
happen. It'll have a day eventually, and that'll probably be where the selling starts this time.
Mm-hmm.
Is $2, kind of like this candle right here. That was 189. It's gonna get one, but and it's the ROI on time right now for me, right? Like you're sitting there just waiting
Yeah.
for it. And I'm not down to put like a 135, 140 pre-buy in to catch the runner. I don't like doing that, not in this market. Um, Keep it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. IMAX.
Let me see.
Almost put a line right there. Jesus.
So I had a really good trade on IMAX, and like I don't want to keep it just for the sentimental value of that. But let me just see if
Well, this is a longer term to the summer, fall. I
it is.
thought to the 20s.
It is. Yeah.
No, I like
Um,
this in general. I use IMAX.
yeah. So 9/16/20C is the one that stands out. So just gotta know what you're in, and I think we'll get there. We'll get to $20.
Yeah, 15 to 17, or excuse me, 1550 is kind of confirming the support right now, but I expect the same thing to happen at 17. So,
Yeah.
but
At close to 15, it'd be good. I don't think we'll get that though. So
yeah, yeah,
1550 to 16s is as good as you're gonna get for ads.
exactly. Nigeria.
Yeah, I really love this one.
So do I. I ain't even gonna lie.
And that we're not seeing $5 again on it. I
No,
don't think.
God no. The 650 line we got is pretty strong. Low
Yeah.
sixes is where it's at, but this has a range back to 12. Volume profiles 8. Love everything about
Um,
it.
yeah. So my contracts on it are like 13 for July and 15 for leaps.
I only laugh because he told me this before, and this thing hit $12 like twice.
Yeah.
This the he got the first move on this. Hold on, where's this at back here? Where did we first go? I forgot where. No, it was this one. Yeah, 6 to 12.
Yeah.
It was dumb. That's when I started to believe.
Yeah. It was one of my.
LAC.
Yeah. So lithium is just getting started for its uptrend. And let me see here.
This is a great example of the support and resistance taking over from the trend. I have another chart docu. I'm going to show you guys the same. It's doing the same thing.
All right. So my flow on this, 30 is the number that stands out for the June contracts. So June 17, back to 30, and then leaps to 40, and then we just see if it breaks 40, who knows? I mean, it could seriously go to like 60 or something. The lithium is that important, and this company stands out to me. So I mean, we don't even need to think about that though. But 24 to 30 is a trade we could do.
Yeah, when we put this trend line in, it I just remember it broke the next day. Like this is a weekend watch. Yeah, see 18th, 21st. How did I know that was a weekend? Because I remember things we trade. Like
Yeah,
this thing professor said here, like this thing could really get going if something. I was like, well, we're in downtrend, so it needs to break this trend line. And it literally did it the next day and went to 40. Um,
yeah,
so it definitely got away from me because I don't like to trade things when they're like at highs. But if you look at the historical level, this is a great spot right here. It's 23. So for day trades, get as close to like 23, 25 as you can. And you just let that stuff go for 25, 26. Um, if not, you can dollar cost average in again, same spot and hold it for a bigger move. Um, but yeah, I love everything about where this is at now.
yeah. And I had an options trade on it back then, and on that day, that 21st that it went up, like I cashed out most of it, but I left a runner that went like over $1,000. And just it was free at that point. I just caught most of that full move. So it's what it tends to do.
I mean, I don't watch futures. Professor can probably elaborate a little bit more on this, but I don't think this is because lithium price changed over the last month and a half. I really think this is just because overall market conditions.
Yes, and so it kind of catches that move with the EV sector, and also just basically like predictions on future demand for lithium. So as a green energy EV thing, it catches that for sure.
I'm gonna look into that list I dropped you. I think it was last weekend. That shitty lithium list.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll have to look into that again. Laser.
yeah. I definitely want some exposure to these lidar plays, and it's one that stands out to me. I like laser and MVIS.
Do you have 14s on that?
Yeah, I got 14 and 15 leaps on it.
Someone's buying. They're just waiting. I'm telling you. Lemonade.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you just were to pick like pick one stock in the whole market to trade off of, that lemonade when it gives you an entry under
20.
20 has
Under
been a
20.
good reversal.
Buy it in
But
the
I don't know
teens.
how much longer I don't know how much longer that setup's gonna last. Because I think we're gonna get to more of like an upside move. So let me give you
The 30.
some of the buyers on Friday.
30. 28 or 30. But
So yeah, so 30 for uh July is one
yeah, I love
that
lemonade.
stands out.
Fits the description of it. Company that probably is just going along with the market and
I like their whole
a little bit
so I
under.
like their whole strategy, and
Yeah, yeah.
their whole thing is they kind of are marketing to a younger audience, like renters insurance and things like that. And then they, when those people buy houses, assuming young people will be able to do that at some point, then they transition you into those products. So they're kind of like a market disruptor or whatever. So I like them and Root sort of for that reason.
Well, they just are getting to the point to where they're completely oversold. Like they're just not being valued accordingly, and they're not going to stop growing. They're still in their infancy in that regard.
Yeah, right. And I don't like hold it against them that in the euphoric market this was $150 stock and now it's a $20 stock. It doesn't really have to get back to 150, but that 50 to 70 range I think is something it could get back to as the market recovers.
That's 200%. Let's
Right.
go. Let's
Exactly.
go.
Yeah.
M. It's earnings week.
Very interesting week for M. Really beaten down just with the sector. The flow is as 80% bullish on M, and 20C if you're playing weeklies is the one to do. And then I like it to get back into that channel, that 23 to 28 channel. I think it can do that,
Yeah,
but we'll
yeah.
see what the earnings do.
Yeah. I said what I had to say on it. Um, I'm still waiting for that. If I get 15, I'm going pretty deep. Um,
Yeah, and by the way, the 15 might only happen after hours.
yeah, it might.
So I mean, I'll be watching. I'll buy 100 shares at 15 just on that after hours drop, and then we'll see what happens after that. I actually did that on and I posted this in the channel, but call up Docs real quick. I'm not going to hot list it or anything, but I just want to just talk about what I did. So on May 17th, when
Me 1 hour peak. Hold up.
the earnings hit, I wanted to get a fill on that initial drop, and I ended up getting one at 25.60, and you can see it just like instantly pop back up, and then I sold it like $30, like 30.50.
Nice.
But like, just, I mean, that's just an example of, even as like an options trader on on the share side, that initial crazy algorithmic drop that you're getting on these stocks lately, they tend to bounce back at least $5 on that.
I got Chegg the same way, 18 to 20.
Yeah.
It wasn't that good of a buy though. That was a way better buy, and it wasn't preloaded like that. That's nice.
Yeah.
What were we on? Oh, Momo.
Yeah, Momo's still on my, shows up in all my filters for a move to 7 in July.
Yeah, I love it. Some of these plays are just taking time, which I don't mind that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Invis we kind of already covered. Nat.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever ever take Nat off. I mean, until we get like a big sector collapse or something. Nat's still good.
OPAD.
Nat is good to like go back to 3 and just keep doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like it. It's easy to trade. It's easy to. Nat is easy to identify people's problems on. Just tell me when you go trade Nat and tell me what happened, and I'll tell you what's wrong with you. OPAD.
Yeah, this is actually becoming my favorite real estate stock. And moved to 6 and then leaps 7 to 9. So we'll see if that materializes.
Keeping it. Play. Right on 33 is
Yeah.
what I have on the bottom of play.
Yes. So let me see what they're buying.
We're in a smashing downtrend right now. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
A pretty massive COPE divergence on this one. And put to call ratio is favorable at 0.5. The contracts that they want on it, I've got 45C for July, and leaps to 50.
Same setup then.
We just got to find the floor.
Look at this. We got to go more than a year out. The floor's 33. I mean, 30 psych, yeah. But 33 is kind of like, if you really want to get in, that's probably where you're gonna have to get in at. We've been in this channel for 2 years, P. 2 years off that 33.
So yeah, it looks ugly right now, but this is when you turn it around. So
100%. Yeah, I just, as long as you don't have downside on your end.
No, I don't really have anything.
Perfect.
There's some 30, but the 30 chain's actually mostly bullish. So
Piton.
Yeah. Very good stock for options.
Okay.
So Piton, let me see what we've got here.
I like it because if anyone gets stuck down here on the share side, that news on the TV is going to pop it up. Back in probably 20 psych test at some point in time.
Put to call ratio is kind of ugly, 1.6, but they do tend to do this. Could definitely go to 14, but I don't know that we're going to get much below 14 anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't had the news yet. We'll keep it for sure if you say it's good on options.
Yeah.
Rad. Sideways right now, which is not bad.
Sideways, showing signs of life in on the option side. Let me give you the strikes. All right, so July 1st, 7C, 617, 7C was the highest volume contract on Friday.
Like it.
Yeah.
And that's back here. That's not 9, but that's here. So yeah, this forming support. I mean, even if it does this again this whole week, this stays right here in the 530, 560 range. This is a great spot building support, which we kind of need a bottom to form. Just safer trades. Roblox.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, this whole category that we're going through of the on the large cap on the hot list, all of those are pretty good for options. Be aware that there is downside with the market, and that their gains or losses are going to outpace whatever's happening. And as an options trader, watch my call and put trigger video, and you can just go in without a lot of bias, and you're going to catch those 8% moves on it.
Yeah, it's looking like
But Roblox, realistically, in the outlook into July, I mean, this really should be a $45 to $55 stock, is what whales anticipate.
Love it. RDW space in general.
Let's see. Hang on, I need to grab a charger real quick. Hang on, one second.
Yeah. On Roblox, real quick, what I was doing right here, because it is kind of trading sideways, so you just kind of pick out the last week or so and see what the bottom of the candles are. Your low right here. So 29.87, 29.89, 29.50. That's kind of where I'd be looking to add, and then obviously do the same thing on the top end, 35, 35.69, 34. So if 29 to 34 works for you, 29.5 to 34 works for you, or 30 to 34 works for you, that's it's offered in here.
All right, so I'm back. RDW in the flow, not a lot of volume on Friday, but where there was some volume is actually on leaps to 1250. I don't know, that number doesn't make a lot of sense when you look at the chart, but it's a kind of stock that does responds to catalysts. So yeah, space needs favorable market conditions, but if it gets that, it should be good.
I have I'll try to keep it under 40 seconds here. I have an overall thesis that Elon needs money, SpaceX will IPO, and all of these will move with the IPO as the sympathy.
I like that.
I think that's that's my conspiracy theory. Our people are anticipating right now.
Yeah, and I do. I like this sector. I like to trade these.
So, do you want to keep it on there, or it's not good enough to make it right now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's good enough for someone going into the hot list looking for things to target. I probably wouldn't have it on there for now, but
for me, Pete, the space plays have enough range that we will catch it when it happens and say, "Hey, trade this for the next 2 days."
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. REI. It's poopy energy. Yeah. I think it's the most stable poopy energy. If HUSA, REI, CEI.
I think $4 is going to hold on it.
Yeah, that's my line.
Yeah. And then the flow says 5, so 4 to 5. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and it has fat candles too. I love it. Yeah. Rivian. Shouldn't have to ask that one.
Yeah, I'm in Rivian. I mean, I'm not in it, but I'm always on it.
Did I not put that in there? There we go. Shit. What do you have on it?
35 for July.
Love it. Probably a little better on the option side currently. But I like this when Catalyst comes in on the share side. It will have great range. Root.
Yeah, gotta keep it on
It's
there.
too damn cheap. I think both of those are just unknowns and they're way undervalued. Lemonade and Root.
$2 is the level on route for
Yeah.
the options, and they just keep going like a month out doing that.
They don't know when, but they know fair value.
Yeah.
Red Robin.
Let's see.
Coming into ER.
Yeah,
I mean, was it going to go to $2? I'm buying Red Robin at
I know.
$2.
Yeah, I just I think that it's gonna have a good reversal when it gets going. Just I mean, is that just like there's some heavy sell volume here though?
Fuck yeah. Sorry
Are
about
you
my
seeing that?
language. Yes.
Yeah.
It looks like you ate 3 burgers and went to the bathroom. That's how the slide is here.
Yeah, and it's just funny because I just caught like I caught such a great trade on this,
It's
and I don't think anyone else caught it. It was in the other room. It got lost in the all the hype. But you know, I was like 13.50 to like $17. Um, but I don't know what our new channel is going to be. Let me see what I've got on Flow.
this is on these ones. They're the ones that I kind of wait for you to tell me the bottom because the pain just doesn't really look like it's stopped. Oh wait, I got COVID bottom. Hold on, I lied. Yeah, I got $4.
Five is my number in the Flow.
Yeah,
So
yeah, man, we're still away. So is ER this week?
it's
This week.
May 26th.
Yeah, yeah, it's Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Um, so I would be trying to pick these up at 5 on after ER. That would be my plan right now.
Which I don't think I can. I'm going to take it off the hot list, but I will I'll let you know, and I'll let everyone know
If you're
when I.
here, this is one of the ER flushes I'm looking for this week. So when ER comes out, if it goes down to $5, $6 in between those two prices, I'm gonna read the report. If it's not complete hell, I'm buying. Done.
Like it. All right.
SDC.
Yeah, this one's so good. I love this one back to 250. So yes,
I love it in general. Shake Shack. Other side of ER.
they this $40. I just can't believe these prices. You have to kind of reorient my mind around where I used to trade these compared to now. Um, okay, they're just not buying much of it right now, so I'm gonna take it off. But
Perfect. Skills.
yeah, let me see.
Just safe under two,
I,
especially with
I kind of was liking the flow on video games, to be honest, and this is one that stood out. SK. But I definitely think it's going to $2.
yeah, that's one. It's just safe
And
pick the two.
yeah, and then the 250C is the one that I'm looking for more buyers on, and into like July. So there were some. If I start to see more, I'll like it more. But for I'm gonna keep it on there just for that move to 2, and then we'll see where we go from there.
I did. This kind of fits the stocks that trade like options, right? Like
Yeah.
the equity trades like an option, um, a little with a little less intricacies. So I like it. Sting your Scorpion tankers.
Yes. So This is looking to break into that kind of that stratosphere of that 35 to 40, and I see it in the flow. It's just buy it when it pulls back. I think the uptrend will continue.
Another pat on the back stock. Tell.
Yeah, so Tel's in a good spot. This actually, I think, is pretty safe to buy. You get like 425. I'd be all over it, but I'm comfortable scaling in here for move to 5. Leaps are saying it's going to retest that $6 level.
Yeah, I'm with P. I'm actually 5 cents north of him. 430, 425, definitely the best area. We got the move last week. It touched 5 on Tuesday, and then kind of pulled back the last 3 days. Love everything about it. Previous winner. Upstart.
Yeah, just absolutely phenomenal
Yeah.
for options. Just collapsed on Friday and is going to go with.
Hey, I made $5 on it on Friday.
Yeah.
Good stop loss management. I could have made like 45, but I just put my stop loss a little bit above entry because it went from like 27 to 29, um, but then just failed the rest of the day. So
Yeah, whales are just going to keep moving it. If if you're looking for an upside swing on it, I mean that's kind of dicey, but just in terms of like for day trades, just
here
phenomenal. And you really are looking,
or 47. Sorry.
I have to kind of sift through this because they go so short term on the biggest volumes always on weeklies, but the contracts I would look at this week, probably 46, 48 C, but it could definitely go to back to 50, 55 this week easily.
This one, I wrote it down too, and I'm glad we got here and I remembered it. So this one I traded on Friday. It had good range on my levels. My pre-market, my previous day are really tight here. So obviously I'm going to play off the low, right? So I got in at 47s, 47 something. And as soon as it broke above the line here and got 40, it got to 49. So I must have got back in here. Yeah. So as soon as it got above the line, I put my stop loss in, just right above entry, and um, it obviously got stopped out. And then, a couple candles later, it was just in no man's land. But I wrote down like, hey, make sure you tell people about this trade in voice or in read the room or something. Because when I wasn't like a good trader, or when I wasn't being like having success as a trader, not necessarily not a good trader, I would get in that position and I wouldn't manage my stop loss and I would go green. Like it went up to 49. So like I said, I was up 40 or $50 in it. Um, but when it returned, it went down substantially from there. I mean, we're talking a huge loss. So managing the stop loss just from the initial trade, not only did I get $5, which nowadays is nothing but a gallon of gas, I didn't have to waste the rest of the day like chasing the position or hoping, and I didn't end up with a huge L. So instead of watching trades go red to green, or green to red, just taking those 5, 30, $20 plays through stop loss management instead of trying to high point every trade is really what changed my game, because my wins and my losses, like they really weren't affected much. If I set my stop loss for 100 $200 down the line, it's going to get hit. That's still going to happen. And if I get in a successful trade where I get out at my profit for my percentage, that's still going to happen. What changed is those little ones, the ones that you do have mismanagement on. So if I go from $5 win instead of 100, maybe 80 to $100 loss, that's more of a game changer, even though the numbers aren't big. So doing that really helped me out. And this is the most recent one I had where I said, you know what, my rules are what helps me um, maintain my wins. Because again, a $5 win would have been way better than me selling probably down here at the low of yesterday, which would have probably been like a $60 loss. Sorry, that's a bit much, but
Yep. Yep.
so yeah, get that stop loss in, whether it's a wash or right at entry, or a wash right at entry, or just a little bit above it, even if it's a penny or two. Um, you're gonna be better off. Yeah, save your bait. I guess that's what I'm saying there. Workhorse.
Let me see what I got on that.
Sorry, it was a bit long winded, but I thought that was kind of important.
No, it would definitely.
Especially right now, like you can just re-enter, man. You really can.
So, yeah, they were buying Workhorse all day, and we're not really looking to beat it down in options, even as it dropped that 5%. Uh,
I have a trouble
Fourth
taking.
July still sticks out.
Yeah, I have a trouble
Five,
taking anything off the hot list that just traded sideways for a week, since we said stuff's probably going to trade sideways for a week,
right? Yeah.
and this is
So,
right there. So 3 to 4 is the channel still
well,
be.
yes, and I think it's just one of the better stocks in this category. I prefer it to ride. Um, just out of I've just had more success with it,
Yeah, I'm
but
a
they kind of similarly, I guess.
ride in XL for sure, and I agree with your statement 100%. This is the one you want to be in.
Yeah.
Z.
On Workhorse, real quick, what is it that would be a like a huge catalyst that would send it like
The
30, 40?
UPS,
The
USPS.
whole mail truck thing. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
uh,
what happened was they were supposed to get the contract, and the shit went to like 70 or whatever, right? And then
yeah,
the contract came out that Osaka was gonna get it, and I think they're Canadian, even though it doesn't sound Canadian. OS, I forget the ticker. But they were gonna get it. So Workhorse kind of failed, and then some congressman gave Biden crap about it being having to be an American company or
mm,
needing to be partially American company, part of the contract, and there has been nothing mentioned of it since. So that's just kind of where it's at.
oh
If they even got like 10% of it, right, like 100,000
yeah,
vehicles, or even like a pilot program, this thing would probably go to like 15 to 20, easy,
right.
easy. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, they do sell vehicles, they put them out there, but it's not. That's the thing. It's like they get a contract and you see, oh, it's only 100 vehicles or 15 vehicles, and it's going to take
Right.
a year to deliver them, and you're like, oh, what am I got my money in? So,
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the whole thing in that whole space is just, making cars with any kind of volume is just tough for all of them. All right, so Z,
yeah,
yeah, I like real estate in general, and this is one of the better ones. It broke down a bit on Friday with most things. It was on a path back to 50, and I still see that. Although they rolled contracts a bit out to July on it.
I like it. It fits that app thing too. You mentioned
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
Um, I use the product, so I like it better than the Redfin one. Sweet. And that's the continuation from the old hot list. I'm gonna do this while you guys are here. So delete that one. Yes. Edit. Sweet. Good to go. All right. You see the list I got?
The
Yeah. So I go through P and I pretty much just like find things in charts like that. So if they're not like supported by your flow, we really don't need to add. We don't need to add them. Um,
yeah.
and a lot of them are already on there. Like we have SDC on there. Um, what else is on there? We want to put the DNMR. Let's talk about that one first. DNMR. Yeah,
Yes.
that one. I love it off four.
Well, I mean, like you really could just say like, I'm a chemical stocks trader lately and just trade AMRS in this one and maybe grab some Dow contracts and you could do just fine. Just a sector I've kind of been on for months and is just looking to continue the there's this big uh, cope divergence, which is something I'm really getting into on this one. The put to call ratio is 0.2, and this has leaps to $20 and for 2024. Okay, so like long term, um, these companies are really promising. On the shorter time frames, the $5 June 17th is a great contract, and whales have been really into that. They buy a lot of in the money stuff at 250 and exercise them, which further can push the price up, and then could potentially go to 750 in July. So it's one of my favorite stocks right now.
This is I got 4 to 650, which is pretty much the 4 to 7. Um, this is what I think most stocks, especially in a good situation, will do over the next 5 or 6 months, maybe longer. This is a good example of some sideways action that's playable. Um, yeah, AMRS. This one follow Professor's lead for sure. I love it. Um, we probably should have already had this on the hot list, Professor. To be honest with you.
Yeah, we definitely should.
Okay, so I also had Ham and X, which were in. I also had LAC, which were in. Um, M, which were in. Play, which were in. Rivian, which were in. Um, I'm gonna save Express from my end. I'll pull it up real quick. Do you get flow read on this?
Yeah. Um,
Tell me what you got, because this is the one right now. Man. This play coming off three. Look at this thing. $3 has been great. Just play back to 375.
so I got a lot of open interest on 617 4C. So definitely could see that. It looks like it's been testing for, right? And just sort
Yeah.
of
Yep.
like that resistance right now.
Yep.
So I think a run back to 4 is what I'm looking for.
Let's put it on there. All right. I really like it this week. So, you kind of mentioned it, um, and I do like the where it's at. But again, the flow would need to be good. But Mullen,
Yeah, Mullen is
let's go this way.
really interesting to me right now. So the whole way I read flow is, and I talked about this in my market cap video, but I go into every sector and I just start filtering by uh, by market cap. And so the last time Mullen did its thing, the flow was doing exactly what it's doing now, where they just kind of keep walking it up, and I'm seeing you'll have these $100,000 volume days on particular chains, and so like 715 150C is standing out, but then at the same time they start scaling into like strikes like one above that, so they'll be at like 715 uh 2 2C or 2C and then 250C, and they start buying into those, and those are contracts that are like $5 or like $10, and so they're wanting to be already in it on those days where Mullen goes up like 30% or something like that. So I think that that's coming. Can't say which day, but that's why I like Mullen right now.
And the only thing I got to add to that is kind of said it last week, but be mindful it does not count as a reversal until it's on the weekly. And Mullen has a green candle last week, so I like this dollar level. The range right now is back to like 120, so it's kind of a tight window to get a percent out of. You still can take lunch money out of it though from the dollar up. Um, but yeah, I see the compression on this chart. I don't know how long it will last. That's why I asked about the flow. Totally on you, if you want to add it or not.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay, it's scalpable for me.
Yeah, and on the option side, if you're not trying to time it and you just want to go into July and grab the 150 call and buy three of them, um, spend $60 and just wait it out, I think you'll do fine.
I like it. What do you think about that? Because this was your play, the SWN. It's in a great that Southwest Energy.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yes, I it's going to be in my sector notes, and I got $8 on it.
Yeah, it's just back here. Worth a hot list or just a mention?
Just a mention for now,
Okay,
but
like it, like it. AA. Oh,
yeah. So
that's not AA.
basically, like AA expect to see some alerts and watch lists from you with AA, and I've got Cenex on our hot list as my aluminum play. But AA is good for options, and we'll definitely probably see 65 again this week,
Yeah,
and we'll see where it goes from there.
it's not bad at this level on the share side either. 57 has been well respected, and it did it through dividend day, through ER. Is it Hall of Fame?
It is, yeah.
All right, let's keep there. NEM. I'm going through the ones that I got from you first. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So yeah, gold, gold stocks in general are in a good spot, and any NEM in particular.
72.5.
Yeah, let me see the strikes I've got. NEM.
Because this ain't happening ever again.
All right, so 70, yeah, yeah, 617, 72.5C. So that's funny.
Hot list?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right.
Yeah.
I love this game.
Yeah.
What do you feel about Nile right now? It's just so damn cheap.
Yeah, I just
And you mentioned Mullen.
yeah, I think you're it's one of those I have like $500 in it that I bought at like 27 cents.
Yeah, that's
So
what I was thinking here at 30.
yeah. So I think it's kind of one of those. Just sort of limited risk trying to get a move to 50 cents.
You want to put on a
Or
list
even,
or nah?
nah.
Okay.
But yeah.
But if you're here, they heard. If they watch
Yeah,
the
those
video, they heard.
just stocks I like stocks under 50 cents for that risk, except the mushroom one. I don't like that one, but I like the rest of them.
I'm trying to get you to go to under 30 cents. That way there's a little less risk. Play it back to
Yeah,
50.
we could do that.
He said we can do that. Perfect. X. Is that Hall of Fame?
It really should be.
It's fucking great level.
Yeah. So there's going to be a big reversal in steel, and it's going to retrace that last uptrend. That's kind of what I see right now. And
30 is good.
anything, I like X under 25, and now that's under 24, I kind of like it some more. Might take a little patience, but 22 is the absolute solid floor on it.
We had 22.9 and 33.24 from a while ago.
Yeah.
We just had
But
one
yeah,
line. We had one line on this chart. We had to put the second line on the chart.
good for shares, good for options.
All right, I'm putting it in there. FSR.
Is that Fisker?
Yeah.
Let's
See
see.
anything? We kind of have a few on there, and it's a sneaky one. This thing will just run to 15, 20 without anyone knowing it, and we'll look at it and go, "Oh, it's 15 or 20 bucks," or 22 with flow reads. Shout out, Professor. Thank you very much for that.
Oh, the flow is bearish on it right now. So
Really?
I can't really
Okay.
put it on it from my end, but
Okay.
I agree with the overall assessment on it.
We don't need plays. They need to
Yeah.
meet our requirements. Charge point.
Yeah, let me see. I was just looking at the EV chargers, and I actually do think this is probably has the best setup among them. Um, they're all oversold, but
Just wait.
in terms of flow, I've got 12 for this week, and leaps to 20.
It has ER on the 31st, which is next week.
Yeah, and the highest volume contract on it actually was sold puts at 14, which is interesting that they would go so far in the money on that for 617.
Lines on the chart are 1984, so 20 bucks, and 1450. That's what we've had on this chart.
Yeah, I think once it reclaims that 14 level, I think that's where it's headed, the 20.
Do you want to wait or?
Well, let's give it a week.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. There was one more before that. Oh, Lucid.
Yeah, Lucid and Rivian are my two favorites in that sector.
Yeah, we're going in
for options. And
I'm bitter I didn't buy these cheapies down here. I mean, this isn't the only one, but this is one I should have bought down in the 13s. Stupid me.
I got 25 on Lucid.
Yeah, that's my 25.84 and 17
for about
70.
a month. Yeah.
Yeah, same setup. It's one of the this fits that kind of got too overextended to the south. It's got to check back. The last one is kind of together. It's more of a sector, but PayPal, SoFi, and Square.
Yes. Okay. So if they all have bullish setups going in, and they'll be in my sector notes. And I think that fintech, if the market is positive, the gains you get in fintech are going to kind of outpace what's going on more generally. So yeah, they're very much market dependent, but they each have flow for like 15% moves just on the weeklies this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the charts look it. Let's just note that again. If you're here, I like SoFi just because it's a little cheaper, and then Square, long term. But SoFi's a little bit cheaper on the shares. Try to get pullbacks into the low sevens at this point in time.
Yeah.
PayPal, excuse me, Square 85 strong. Um,
And what I would say, if you play options on them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think you can play weeklies. But even Wednesday afternoons, a little bit, you're going to start to get some theta decay on that. So you want to kind of go to the next week, unless you're planning on like a pure lotto. But just in terms of a risk management day trade, I would stick to weeklies on Monday, Tuesday, and then go to the next week on the rest of the week.
like it.
And they move the options move well with the price, which isn't always the case. So, but they do for those stocks.
Like it. Yes, let's just keep those heavy in the notes this week. Um,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry, I do have one more. Do you have any flow read on Matterport?
Let's see. MTTR.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I got a 617 750 was the most popular contract on Friday. So it is looking pretty bullish. Put to call ratio 0.55, which is pretty low for what it's been doing. So yeah, flow looks good on it.
Yeah, I have eight, pretty much 8.5 on every chart, for the larger time frame where it should be. And it's definitely formed a nice bottom down here. It seems like, or it's trying to form a nice bottom down here. It feels like one of those that got way too low.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of in a 5 to 8 channel.
Yeah, this is one that has suffered greatly all year.
Yeah, oh, for sure. It's got those $2 strikes, those 250 strikes. Also, see that until now. Yeah, no, they had the Facebook link, right? And then the metaverse thing, and then just kind of nothing ever came of it.
Yeah.
But it was 14 before that link. Ran at like 30 or 40, and now it's at 5. So I mean, that math doesn't make sense to me. Like even when it started, it was $15, $14.
Yeah, and it's just really anything. If in tech it says packaged software, has been destroyed pretty much all year. Large caps, small caps doesn't matter. So definitely could see some recovery from those.
Like it. Sweet. Got anything else? It's pretty much it. I'm liking the limited few plays off the hot list. Check a social every day. It's been working for me, so I'm definitely sticking with that. I don't know on your end. Everything seems to be moving pretty good over there.
Yeah. So I've been playing a lot of puts just because the put triggers have been hitting. I'm always skeptical of when we get this really green pre-market. Like I think it pays to just as a market trend, kind of wait it out. And same with the stuff that wants to spike it open, unless you're just already prepared and have a level and trade off that. Just try to avoid chasing. Let it settle for the first 30 minutes or so, and then see what you can get after that.
Yeah, no,
It's yeah.
There's
going to be a lot of buzz this week about how we've officially entered a bear market.
Yes.
And I think that just to put that in context of what they mean by that, I mean, when you look at individual stocks and like, Facebook, Netflix, whatever, that have just been crushed. It's like, what the hell are they even talking about? But they have kind of an official gauge. I think it's like a 20% drawdown in S&P for it to officially be a bear market. And so we touched that Friday, and very well could, you know, bounce off of that. We could drop lower. The predictions of another 30% drop seem a little extreme to me. So kind of beware of there's a whole clickbait genre on YouTube that is going to really eat all this up. But I think that, you just have your levels and trade your plan. And some stocks will definitely be green this week maybe not for the whole week, but on days. And that's what we're after. We're day traders.
Yeah, I think the hot list is a good example of that last week. Like it all offered the moves, um, but let's say 60% of those kind of gave it back by Friday. Um, so kind of be mindful. That's what we do is we look for a setup to happen. And then once it happens, you really do need to reevaluate to see if you're going to get a more of a move, if you're going to get a lower low, or what's going to happen with that, or is the catalyst completely gone and it was just a momentum play? Um, and just always reform a plan of attack after a play or after you missed a play. And that's how things like Redbox will come up on Fridays because you're just reassessing constantly, and it gets to a point to where the ball is in your strike zone, and that's when you take a swing. So um, definitely reiterate what the professor said. We're day traders. That's what we're here to do. Um, Kind of lines right up with my being a fan of stocks falling when you're not in them because it gives you a better opportunity. So constantly reassess, have a plan, and I think I think this week's going to be full of opportunity. Even if it's a shitstorm, it'll be full of opportunity.
You have a level on Bitcoin now that's kind of key to you
29.
now. Okay.
Yeah, 28.5, 29. When I start seeing 27, 26, I would go check coin instantly. that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
that's what I do because that I think that has the most room and it's the biggest name, right?
Right. Yeah. And yeah, so Coin has been they call up their day chart real quick.
I
You
got
just
you.
see all these like dojis in a row.
Yeah.
So it's definitely kind of at a decision point. Flow easily could take this to 75, 85 fairly quickly. I don't know how it's if it'll revisit those earnings lows were pretty extreme. Um, the floor is 60 on it for what I have. So if it wants to go back and test 60, that's going to be really interesting.
Well, if you have a like, I don't want to say collapse, but if you have a pullback on Bitcoin, like a juicy one, like 23, somewhere down in there, um, that's when that's really like I said, I'd come check this chart because if it's going to offer me 45 or 50, I'd probably take it.
Yeah, 45 was just what I was about to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would probably just take it. Yeah, because playing it back to just here is a great trade. You're 30%, and yeah, yeah. But I don't. Bitcoin. I haven't really been watching as much lately. But be mindful that thing usually picks up in the summer.
Yeah.
It usually does do better in the summer because college kids are out and they'll mess with it a little bit. So
Oh, yeah. What whales they're buying this weekend? It's at about 55% bullish. So it's over 30,000 right now. But we'll
yeah,
we'll see.
that's kind of been the range right there. That high 28, low 30. We've been there for a minute. It seems every time I check it, that's where it's at.
Did you get in on the monkeypox stocks?
No, I didn't even look at them. Did they find some? You guys?
Yeah, I think so. There was oh, what the hell was it? Let me look.
I'd rather say it in here than on the board, but I've been real light for. I'm not a bull by any means. It's just again when you kind of win a few times in a row, I'm just waiting for the loss to come. I'm waiting for the big day to come. So I'm trading real quick. More
Yeah.
plan orientated than goal orientated right now, and it's fine with me. Um, yeah, I'm having a lot more $600 days than I am goal or over goal days right now. So
So SIGA,
is that the SGA? I seen that running.
that's SIGA, yeah,
Yeah, I seen that
43%.
running. Yeah, I'm good.
And then went up again after hours. And but what was funny is that I watched the flow all day, but nothing really showed up in the options on it until the afternoon, and I was like, well, this is already up 43%. I'm not gonna get in on these options. And then it just kept going after hours and is over $15 now.
Let me see when these fuckers first mentioned it. Because in Wealth Exchange, they're a decent pump group, and they were on it way early. Ooh, what was that? Hold on. CEM. Damn it. I had two more. CMRX and EBS.
Yeah, that right. That was the other one.
Yeah, yeah. These guys are always early on them. 11. Yeah, I'm. I for that's a good topic. For me, I usually miss the first pump in a play because I like the range to be established. Right, so I
Mm.
usually don't get into a lot of these um, nowadays. I used to be able to just play the second or third day of a 5 day run, right? But that's not the case
Right, right.
anymore. That's not the case anymore. So I usually just let these things run. And if they have enough range when they check back, especially if they check back to exactly 50%, that kind of would be a Fibonacci thing. Um,
Yeah.
um, I love that level. So, um, but that's why I kind of stick to like the red box, or I didn't get on that ARGI right until Friday. But that
Yeah,
play
yeah.
that play was good all week. But um, I that's just more my style, as I like the range to establish a little bit. Yeah, so when this level holds, I mean, it's definitely not the better of the move. Don't get me wrong, but it's risk reward, right? Like to get more reward, you have to risk more. That's the way that shit works. It's very rarely no risk, a lot of reward. So um,
Well, a good example of a secondary move is Veru, where
yes,
it had that huge spike and then it pulled back to like $8 and then made another run back up over 13.
but yeah, the
So
ER, you had the ER
yeah,
there too,
yep,
which having catalyst always helped. But yeah, this was failing, and then again they had another catalyst. But this this was tradable mid bar right here. This
yeah.
secondary bounce was traded. This is what I would have been looking for in it. Again, you're not gonna. It's hard to catch this thing and know where it's gonna stop. Um, but when this happens and you kind of get an established level, that's when I try to trade it.
Yeah, and
Um,
I think that Sega is a good example of like there's people who bought that at like 12 and are thinking it's going to go to 20, especially if
oh,
they're new,
sure.
and and then they're just going to get bagged on it
Yeah,
as it pulls back. So
monkeypox, bro.
yeah,
Um, I gotta mention this to you since we're talking shop. I'm liking where this is. This is where we first played it at in December. The Sea Change,
oh yeah, yeah,
SECC. Yeah, this one we did catch the full move, but this is back when you could play ERs the right way. back in
right.
December, back in December of 2021, way back then. But it's back. It's getting close to that level to just add.
Yeah, yeah, I've been in that one before.
Yeah, I bet we'll see it come across socials this week or next week, depending on when the ZR. The ninth. Yeah, next 2 weeks. Oh, laid back. Will be on it. Did you see? While we're on that cat, did you see him call out people that post call and put triggers?
No, I did not see that.
Oh yeah, he went on this big rant that they're just full of shit, and there's no way you can have a collar foot trigger. And I was like, there's a couple really good FinTwit traders that like have a formula that they use.
Yeah, I just had a video on it. I mean, I don't know what the hell he's talking about because
Yeah.
really, what you're doing with the call and put trigger is that they're these stocks. They're in kind of a range, and you're just looking for there's a level where it's just gonna push further down
Yeah.
or go up or or the it'll bounce off of it. But they're just levels of decision. Like decision points in the stock,
Yes.
and
Yes.
you're just looking for some confirmation to break through it. And I do call and put triggers every day. I play puts on stuff I'm bullish on just because the market falls and it confirms that. So I don't know. He's been a
Y-
little off.
yeah. Well, they're banning Newports, so it happens.
Yeah.
um, yeah. No, I thought it was the foolish thing, but I mean,
Look,
he says some weird stuff all the time too. Like he said
him
two
going
week,
back to OTC tells me all I need to know about what's going on.
well, like 2 weeks before that, he said anyone that does DD is wasting their time.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, well, you're really not gonna like my boy, the professor, much.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, just goes to show you those guys, they don't want to put in. They just don't want to put in work.
Right.
They don't. They want to use liquidity in the form of your equity. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
that's the easiest way to put it. So, um, right on. We were about there. Real quick PSA, kind of let you know I'm gonna switch read the room a little bit instead of because we have this video and we didn't have this video when we started. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna I'm gonna put it towards that. I've been doing that list of like 15, so I'm just gonna analyze those 15 thoroughly for people,
Yeah.
and read the room. Maybe talk a little bit about sector and market news, and then throw in like a lesson on something every week in there. That way, it's a little more, how do you want to say, complementary to what we're already doing instead of just another layer to what we're doing. So this is gonna be
Right.
the first week of that change. So instead of just a 45 quick review, I'm gonna go in depth with my list and throw a lesson in there. Probably talk about this week. I'm probably just gonna talk about like the pre-market planning because I think a lot of people when they actually follow through with it do a lot better. Um,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I'll be on the doing the live streams again. So just gonna keep that up. I think those have been pretty well received. So
I
I'll
love
just
them.
keep at it.
Um, from a partnership standpoint, don't burn yourself out. Um,
Yeah.
maybe eliminate. You know, I don't know what day. The first one in my head was like, just don't do Friday after hours, right? Like, there's no reason to do Friday after hours. But like if you need a break, just take a break off on those because that's a
Yeah.
that's a lot of work, P.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Uh, but they're super helpful. I'm like 60% fine to trade so far, um, from your streams. That's what's got me into Upstart a few times. So um, if you don't have a plan, um, I would definitely tune into his stream in the morning because it's at least information that's up to date. Like it's 5:30 in the morning information. So um,
Yeah, and it's kind of a because I have the sector notes, right? I write those, and then really in the pre-market, I can see, where that flow is taking shape maybe and, some potential for that day. Cause I just, the flow the night before, you just don't kind of know how it's going to react or what the market's going to do the next day. So I like to kind of reassess, and that's been working for me.
yeah, I kind of a little off topic, but I kind of went back and forth. Do I just get up early and write my notes Monday morning so I can kind of go off the market? But I like to kind of like already have that set up, right? so you can anticipate the move that should happen Monday morning, because that's just another like check. Am I right in how I'm reading this stock? Like if a stock is 325, is it going to open up at 350 or 3? Like which way are we thinking this is going to play? Um, so yeah, I kind of the morning information that instant I think is completely undervalued. Everyone can get something out of it for sure. You're
Yeah.
getting like a a live news report from the guy that's alerting you right now. So, um,
Right.
Jesus, yeah, hit the like button for sure. All right, well, everyone have a good day out there. I got sun again, so um, hopefully you guys do too. Read the Room will be out later. Professor will have his notes, I'm sure, throughout the day. And
Yep.
hot
Yeah.
stove,
Updated hot list later.
hot list updated. As always, thank you for your time, P, and
Yeah.
everybody else. Got any final words here?
Oh, just enjoy your Sunday. Take care. I'll be on to talk about futures and all that good stuff, and we'll have a good week.
All right, you guys have a great day.